Hi there. Today I want to talk about collaboration and specifically how collaboration can actually be sometimes overdone, where we can over collaborate and how this can become a hindrance. So hi everyone, my name is Daphne Walbridge from the First Year Principal, and I help new and aspiring principals thrive as conscious leaders. So there's a lot of talk about collaboration and teamwork, and I'm a huge fan of that, obviously, because it builds our efficacy, it empowers us, it helps us innovate. It's really, really great. However, there are some times where, when there's over collaboration and it can actually become a hindrance. And you might know what I mean, because sometimes there are too many people around the table, or in this situation, around the screen. And the people who are leading the initiative haven't distilled it yet and haven't created subcommittees to hone in on issues and then bring it to a larger audience. And what happens then is that there's too many people contributing too early on in the game, and people kind of spin their wheels and you feel like you're running around in circles and you're not getting anything done. So there's a few ways of doing this. As I've mentioned, when you have an initiative, or you have something you want to launch, it's a good idea to start small, to have a small focus group, to hash out the details. And then once you're done, you can bring it to a wider audience, get the feedback, and then retreat back to your group. That way you're not taxing everyone's time and you're still moving forward. The other thing you want to take into account is, as a leader, you want to move from, especially as a principal, you were a teacher before, you were a doer. But as a principal, your doing is going to be more of, you're going to switch from a doer to an enabler. You're there to set the stage for people to collaborate. You're there to check in on them and guide them and coach them. Your role has shifted, and sometimes it's hard to get out of that doing mode because you don't feel productive, but your talents and your strengths sometimes lie more with respect to coaching and guiding a team. For example, if within your school you want to set up an instructional coaching team, or a multi-tiered multi-tiered student success program, well, you might want to get some teacher leaders to sign up for it. You put a chart out and you get people to sign up for it. And then you go and you visit, you sit in on conversations, you sit in on meetings, you offer a bit of insight, a bit of guidance, you offer support, and then you retreat. You share the leadership. That way you can walk around, you can see what's happening, you can get the pulse of the various groups and initiatives without taxing your time. You share the leadership, which is something teachers need more and more, to feel empowered and in control of their professional environment. So that's really, really important. You're going from doer to enabler or facilitator. So you're going to be delegating. You want to be strategic in your area of expertise. Sometimes you can be really, you can be an expert in one area and know which area that is and know where you lack expertise, and then you're going to go and get it, right? You're going to go and get the people you need to build up that team too. So that's a healthy way of collaborating. It's a strategic way of collaborating without burning out. And then, of course, you want to create the environment. So what does that mean? Well, getting resources for teachers, and also making sure that, yes, there are zones where people can meet, but also you want to create, if you can, or you want to encourage some solo spaces, some quiet spaces in your school, if you have the luxury of real estate in your school, where you have a room designed or designated for solo work, no music, no phones, no electronics, just focused time, maybe a laptop, I guess, to work, but just really focused time where no one talks, there is no sound, and we respect each other's privacy and headspace. So you can just have that quiet time to reflect. because you do need to regroup. You need to go inward to figure out, okay, what do I need to do? How am I going to plan this out? It's not always done in a group. So just be mindful of over collaborating. Go inward first, reflect, figure out what it is you need. You have a small group to hash out the important details. You bring that to a larger group. So again, it has to be strategic. And just as a principal, you have to be mindful of the way people are spending their time and their energy to really, really manage that precious resource. Okay, so I'd love to get your feedback on this. If you have if you've ever experienced over collaboration, or maybe you haven't, you weren't aware that what was happening, that it was over collaboration overload, it was driving you crazy and you weren't even aware of it. So tune into that, share your responses in the comments below. Let's keep the dialogue going. And as always, make sure to check out the First Year Principal website for free resources and tips and tricks, more videos like this to guide you along your first year as a principal. Thanks, and bye for now. Take care.